Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Herkin, CEO of Issuu. We're thrilled to be partnering with Creative Pro as a sponsor this year. We're coming to you from our shelter-in-place locations in Palo Alto and Chicago. And today I'll be joined by Jeff Joseph, who is the editorial director and publisher of Luckbox magazine, and Megan Cole from Issuu, who will walk us through using the Issuu Story Cloud product. We're sorry we can't be live with everyone in the conference hall as originally planned, but we're really glad that Creative Pro is forging ahead and that all of you have taken the time to join us remotely. At Issuu, we're really all about helping marketers, publishers, and creators just like you make their content available wherever your audience is. So in a way, it's totally appropriate that all of us are participating from our remote locations. It is a digital world, after all. Issuu is a technology platform that enables businesses to tell your story to the audience and customers that you need to reach, wherever they happen to be. Through the Issuu Story Cloud and our integration with Adobe InDesign, we offer a tools platform that enables businesses to make their publications, marketing materials, content marketing materials, catalogs, brochures, lookbooks, research reports, internal documents, and more digitally available in any format for any channel. That means InDesign users in particular can upload a piece of content once, and instead of having to recreate content natively for each channel, we automatically turn it into the right set of assets, from a panel formatted Instagram story to a full-on video and link enhanced paginated digital document that can be shared and embedded anywhere. Megan will walk you through it in a moment. As I mentioned, we're also joined by Jeff Joseph from Luckbox magazine. Luckbox's mission is to educate, empower, and entertain people that want more control over their financial outcomes. And it covers topics including investing, trading, business, side hustles, politics, gambling, health, fitness, tech, sports, spirits, music. Again, everything that enables you to have more control over your financial outcomes. In just their first 6 issues, they've been nominated for 1 design award and 8 editorial awards, winning 6 of them, including Best New Magazine from Folio Awards, Best New Magazine and Single Issue from the consumer, as a consumer from the Maggie Awards in 2020. Jeff and I will speak further shortly. Before that, I'd like to introduce my colleague Megan Cole to walk you through using InDesign and Issuu together to optimize your content for digital sharing and connection to your audience across any channel. Over to you, Megan.
Hi, this is Megan Cole with Issuu. I'm really excited to be here today with Creative Pro Week to show you how you can use Issuu to repurpose and bring your content to life using Issuu for a ton of different digital solutions for a true end-to-end experience. So Luckbox has been kind enough to share with me some of their documents and materials so I can do a full demonstration. And we will just get started with Adobe InDesign. So with the Adobe InDesign extension that we have available for free in the Adobe Exchange, we've made it possible to work directly from your InDesign documents and create vertical video content optimized for mobile search experiences as well as social media promotions. It's a really great way to repurpose your pre-existing materials and everything that you've created and really beautifully designed from your original spreads and bring them to life with some great video elements as well. So the Issuu Stories extension is available in the Adobe Exchange. Again, I've already gone ahead and downloaded the extension, of course. So here you can find it by going to your InDesign file at the top and then selecting Issuu, Create a Story. When we open that up, it will pull up your extension, which lets you choose a variety of story styles. So right now we have 3 templated styles that you can make a few light edits to. It's really a nice way to quickly take all of the elements from your spreads and pull them. I'm going to use the Engage style today. So from here, what I will do is just select some of the pages from my publication or from my uploaded content spreads. I am just going to really quickly click to select these pages and click Create Story. So what is happening in the background now is Issuu is automatically pulling the materials from your spreads. All of the images are detected, as well as the text is also pulled from your original assets. And what we are going to do is connect it to my Issuu account. So I'll click Continue here. What we have done is automatically detect some of the elements from my selected pages, as well as the text from those pages. Issuu automatically pulls that in and makes video content that you can then use or share with the rest of your team members, whoever your social media manager might be. They can even go ahead and create it themselves. This is a really nice solution that you can then push to create those materials. So now that my visual story is live, I have a few different ways that I can really easily share this out. I can share a Google AMP optimized link. So the accelerated mobile platform allows you to share out these links, which are really a great way to optimize your content both for mobile and desktop. I can also go ahead and share my visual story video content on any of the social channels that I have connected, or I can download those materials and save them for later, or schedule them on any of my social scheduling channels. Once you've uploaded your content to Issuu, we have a huge line of products and solutions that can really help optimize that content and make it even more shareable and easier to distribute across different channels. So I'm sure all of us are really familiar with reading content on mobile devices and some of the challenges that it poses, especially for some of your materials that may have originally been intended for a more print reader experience. You get these problems where you have to kind of pinch in and out, zoom and scroll and move in order to really get the best reading experience from your content. So one of the solutions that we offer is article stories, which is mobile optimized content where we took basically the same principles of being able to detect the elements from your original uploaded content, all of the images as well as the text, and create a mobile optimized reader experience similar to an Apple News reader or Google News. So here I'll jump into the editor just to show you what that looks like for your reader experience. So again, what we've done is automatically detect the elements from your original publication uploaded, the images as well as the text, and we automatically create a vertical reading experience really optimized for mobile. So this requires no coding on your part. It just automatically creates. You can add some really nice hierarchy using the different options for the text. And once it's ready to go, you can also preview what that would look like on your mobile devices. So here, as opposed to having to pinch in and out, you have that really natural scrolling reader view that users normally expect when they're checking out content on their mobile devices. So once that's published, you can also share that out really easily across all your different social channels. So the last thing I'm going to share with you all today is the Issuu promotions tool, which is currently in beta. So you get a bit of a sneak preview of our promotions tool, which really highlights the end-to-end solutions, being able to go from your InDesign document all the way to creating a social media campaign using the video content that you've created. Here I will click Create New Promotion and select from the visual stories I've created before. So here I'll be using the Business of Esports story that we made from InDesign, and I can really easily connect it to my Facebook account, my Facebook ad accounts, or my different pages, as well as my Instagram channels, and create a custom audience that we can create any promotions driving people to whatever pages that you want to drive them to.
Thanks, Megan. Really appreciate you walking us through the product, and hopefully everyone begins to get a sense of Issuu really partnering in this case with InDesign so that you can leverage those assets that you're putting so much work into creating to make them available digitally anywhere, and also work and coordinate with your social media folks within your own organization to enable them to leverage the assets and content that you're creating. So again, happy to have Jeff join us, and looking forward to digging in and learning more about Luckbox and your business. And maybe that's a good place to start. Jeff, tell us about Luckbox. Tell us about the publication and the business and what you're creating.
Well, thanks for having me, Joe. Luckbox has been around for about a year now. We've published 11 issues. And as you mentioned earlier, we did get off to a good start with respect to industry recognition. I'm not a new publisher. I published previous financial titles before, and that's what Luckbox is. It's a financial print, digital, and online publication that's focused as the third leg of a broader content marketing platform that we're a part of, which is events, daily online original on-air content through our video properties, and then of course our magazine as well. And it's we've been at it for, as I said, about a year, but I had prior relationships with digital platforms, and it was important to us to get the largest possible reach in our digital platform, because print is somewhat restricted in terms of what our opportunities are for distribution. We're obviously on newsstand nationwide and Barnes & Noble and financial newsstands as well, but we really wanted to reach the largest possible audience. So our digital platform was as important to us as our print platform.
Terrific. And what's your specific role?
I'm the editorial director, so all the content ideation and the primary themes of all the issues come from me. And I work very closely with our creative director, that's Jacqueline Cantu. And on the creative side of the business, which she really runs the creative for us, I'm also the publisher and manage all the business issues as well. So lots of responsibility, and like most teams I've run into, a little bit less bandwidth than is optimal. So a lot of people working hard to get a lot of work done.
Given the emphasis that you mentioned earlier about being both print and digital, and how digital is such an important aspect of the business and the product and reaching your audience, are you creating content differently than you had before, or is there a particular way in which you think about content beyond just the pages of the publication?
Because we're predominantly an investment publication, we knew that it was going to be important to us to be able to distribute print magazines at a lot of investment, financial, entrepreneurial conferences. You saw the esports issue. We had thousands of issues at the esports conventions and conferences. So we knew that print was going to be a critical component of our distribution. But at the same point, it was, as I said, very important to us to reach the largest possible audience. So we've never defined our magazine as being about print. It was platform agnostic, with the objective of reaching the widest possible audience, with the intent of monetizing that subsequently through advertising and other brand extensions that we have opportunities for advertising. So it was always essential that our digital reach was going to be a principal component in our business strategy.
Has it impacted your creative choices? Are you creating content differently or with a mind to make sure that it's accessible across all the different platforms that you're working with?
Well, it actually gave us an opportunity to expand our content, which is interesting. It's one of the things that speaks well to some of the features that are part of the Issuu platform. And what I mean by that is a very large part of our business is our online content. We have 8 hours of original programming every business day during the market. We're basically the equivalent of CNBC, except online and very market focused. So we're doing 40 hours of original video content every day. Mm-hmm. And it was important for us to cross-promote and to link that content to our editorial. And obviously print is limited in its ability to do that. What really opened up our content strategy was having the capability of embedding video which is something you guys offer through your platform, into our magazine, because it allowed us to optimize the utility of all of our content. So that's not exactly what you asked me. You asked if we're designing it towards print or towards video. And as I said, we're kind of, or print or digital, but we're agnostic as to format. We consider a magazine is about pacing and not about print and paper.
Right.
So it's more about the pacing and the packaging. So for us, the digital edition is just as important. And we actually think of the design of every page in the digital context, because ultimately it's reaching a larger audience than print is.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, one of the things that we really focus on at Issue and we think about a lot is the importance of access. That your job is to focus on creating great content. Our job is to help you get access to your audience and for your audience to access your content in whatever format makes the most sense for them. We'd love to talk a little bit about how you discovered Issue. How did you discover us, and how did you find the product?
It's actually an interesting story, because having been a publisher of financial title prior, I did have some digital vendors. I had one that was a high-priced, well-known, certainly not going to mention names, but a very well-known digital platform vendor that most publications have as an option, or perhaps they use it for their primary source of digital distribution. And when we started this new title, it was an opportunity for me to reevaluate the landscape. And we, I'm a business guy first and foremost. I like to say I'm a creative first, but I'm not. And thank God I have great creative on our team to make those decisions. But we really looked at it. Yeah, we looked at it in terms of benefits and costs, and did our spreadsheet analysis on the whole field of candidates, or at least we thought we did. And so I made a move from this one vendor to another based on benefits, and we were less focused on price at that point when we were launching. And then and we thought we were in a good spot. It was a feature-rich program. It was an expensive platform, but we thought we were happy with it. But on our very, very first issue, we started getting an abnormal amount of feedback on the user experience. It was particularly that it was very narrow, actually. It was that many of our readers who were older could not enlarge the font in a simple way. It wasn't intuitive as to how they could increase the font size. At first, we ignored it, and we blamed it on an older demographic that just didn't understand technology. But I'm older, and I kind of took a special attention to this issue, and we actually started sitting down with some of our users, and we saw that the platform that we had, every time you enlarged the font and turned the page, you had to do it again and again and again, and it just wasn't working as an experience. Coincidentally, I was at a conference that you spoke at Ole Miss, at Publishers Conference. I don't know if you recall, but we actually met there.
I do, yeah.
And I heard about Issue, and I went back and I looked at it. And I started saying, first of all, you have a simple toggle switch that allows you to expand font size. So simple, so intuitive. And since it was a stress point for so many of our readers, I started paying attention to your other benefits. It just started with that little thing about the user experience, which was causing stress for a lot of our readers. It was afterwards that we recognized our wealth of video content that wasn't being optimized and utilized under those other platforms because they couldn't embed video. We made the move before you switched over to the stories, which then has been a game changer for us, because stories, we always had an attitude about social media that it is not a content platform, it's strictly a marketing platform. Mm-hmm. And that our content, because it required more than the bytes and short attention span that social media was delivering, that our content wasn't resonating in social media. And we always viewed it just as marketing. Your story platform has ultimately been the game changer for us, because it allows us to be able to leverage our content and actually have social media become a content platform and not just a marketing platform, because it allows us to tell our stories more effectively. So that's been really important. The other thing that's been really important to us is bandwidth and optimizing utility of our small team. Our creative director used to spend a couple hours uploading the digital edition. With you guys, it takes a couple minutes, literally. And there's nothing worse than working hard to a close for a print close and then uploading every page by page by page, and the hours it takes to do that. And then they have to do the same thing with the digital edition. So the Adobe integration, particularly the InDesign integration, so it allows us to do something once and not have to repeat a process over and over and over again. Again, game changers from a financial perspective, much less time involved, simpler for the creative involved. The integration with Adobe is really kind of critical for us, and that's one of the things we really appreciate about the platform.
Great. Well, we're happy you're using us, and you know, every time you upload one of your new issues, we look at it. One of the fun things about being at Issue is we have over 1 million customers a year that are taking advantage of the Issue platform, creators, publishers, marketers, and it's always exciting to see the new content that's getting uploaded and the ways in which folks like you are using the set of tools. We very much have taken a focus around high quality content and access. So I like the fact that you highlighted the fact that the fonts are, you know, we've put a lot of time into making sure that fonts on pages look really good and are readable. Because at the end of the day, it's about you getting your content in front of your audience in a way that makes the most sense to them.
Well, I should probably add that, and fortunately we came in well funded when we launched, that price wasn't an issue, but the net result is we ended up with a lot more features with you, and at 1/8 of the price on a monthly basis. So I don't want you to start raising your prices, but we saved a lot and got a lot more in return for it.
You know, for us, in fact, even in the midst of COVID, we've made an effort to both not raise prices, but also make some of our features available without charging. So one of the features we have is the ability to sell your publications using Issue Digital Sales. You can sell on your own website or across social. We've waived the revenue share there. We also have a product called Issue Collaborate that enables creators to collaborate together around the production of the publication. It's ideal for remote for remote workers. Before we have to wrap up, I'm curious to hear what are ways that you have been operating or optimizing in the midst of sheltering in place given COVID-19?
Well, it's been interesting for us because we closed our first issue remotely. We had always relied upon collaboration and proximity during the 10 days prior to closing every issue. You know, we have 68 pages. It's data heavy, and there's just a lot of work to do and a lot of interaction between creative and editorial. We had never done it remotely. We always had the benefit or the luxury of being able to be in one location. And it's one of the reasons, by the way, we are looking at your new Collaborate platform very closely, because of the efficiencies that offers to integrate and collaborate around a single flat plan in a virtual environment is something that's necessitated now by, you know, our new realities. But like many businesses, you know, we found out that we could effectively manage this workflow remotely. We just, instead of being lumpy, we tended to do about 50% of our work in the 2 weeks prior to a close. We got out in front of it, and about a month prior, we said, look, we're going to have to, you know, space this out much more effectively. And that has worked for us. And again, you know, a lot of it has to do with some of the simplicity of the integration with Adobe and InDesign that helps us from a digital standpoint, because we don't consider our digital publication of Luckbox, which has currently right now maybe 13 times the reach of our print publication. We don't consider that to be just another platform. It's our primary platform. Even though our advertisers and our paid print subscribers love print and they love getting that magazine, there's, you know, some efficiencies of digital that, particularly with the video integration, that are so critical to us. So being able to have our digital content being able to integrate so well into our video content to integrate so well into our digital platform is something that allowed us to be more efficient on a remote basis as well, because our digital work is done remotely. So it's all worked out, and you know, hopefully we all get back to work soon. We'd like to be back in the office, but it's worked out. I think one more thing which you didn't ask me, which is worth noting in our business plan, we made the business decision that, because revenue is important to us, that out of the gate in the first year at the very least, and now we're going to extend that to another year, that we were all about audience acquisition, and reach was far more important to us than subscriber revenue. And that allowed us to make the decision, which I had never done before, not to charge for digital editions, and to use our digital editions predominantly as marketing and outreach. And what we found by doing that, giving digital away, is we were able to reach 7 times more initially, and then 20 times more in the second 6 months of an audience. Because if you're requiring a paid digital publication, you're ultimately, you know, you got to look at the opportunity costs of the lost conversions of those who choose not to adopt. By using a free digital publication and using it for audience acquisition, it's allowed us to really maximize our reach. And that's been the most important strategy that in the long run allows us to increase advertising revenues. And we find invariably the more our digital edition has become free marketing for us, because we have a very high conversion ratio on digital subscribers who get the magazine and love it and decide they want to own it in print. And so digital has actually become an important component of our paid media, in essence.
Terrific. I think that's probably a great place to end. Thank you so much for all the detail around your business, around the product, and about how you're thinking about expanding and growing your reach and using digital to do that.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So again, Issuu is thrilled to be a sponsor of Creative Pro this year, and we are looking forward to working with all of you. And there's you can come to issuu.com, you can try us out, and there's a whole range of more detailed information that will give you access to what we're doing, give you access to the tools, and you can start to explore ways in which to make your content digitally available across a whole range of channels using Issuu, and in particular, leveraging the InDesign plugin that we've created that enables you to take your InDesign assets and turn them into social media stories, as well as content that you want to be distributing to your audience wherever they happen to be. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be with everybody.